Okay, hey y'all. So I realized that I haven't really gone into kind of getting background on how I got to where I was, or where I am, I should say. It's been a little bit of a journey, and while I did some recording and some documenting months ago or earlier in the spring season, maybe late winter, early spring, I never posted it. So I'm going to try and take this time to post as much as I can, but to kind of bring you up to speed with the garden journey and my chickens, and I think all the way up to us adopting Duncan. So to start off, here are the seeds that I used for my herb. Well, I shouldn't even say used, because I think I only ended up using a few basil seeds I actually took and I transplanted. The herbs that you see in my herb garden that's on my deck and a couple videos ago were plants that I brought. It just didn't go well with me for seed. I'm definitely going to try it again. I've written down some notes on what to do and what not to do the next time around. So I do look forward to trying that again come next season. Next, I have, spinach, collards, and Brussels sprouts. So I did the spinach, I did do the collards. Collards doing great. Spinach I ended up pulling. I think I should have just left that as a fall crop. Brussels sprouts I never planted. But I did plant some other lettuces, which it was kale and butter crunch. But again, I think those are better off in the fall. So I'm not going to plant any now. Well, actually, I might do romaine. If I do anything, it'll be romaine, and I might leave it at that and then try again next year with lettuces, but I'll probably just be purchasing my lettuce for now, and I'm okay with that. Next up are my tomatoes. So here I have 3 variety, but I actually grew 4. I did do the Roma tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, beefsteak, and then I did another hybrid called Bodacious, another slicing tomato, and they all seem to be doing really good. Again, I'm still doing research on some of the leaves changing colors. I'm just trying to find out if there was any diseases, and then also the black spot. So still doing some research on do's and don'ts and how to have a better crop next year. Also learning more about pruning, so stay tuned for that. Here we have green beans. I think I did 2 variety of green beans. They're both bush beans. I don't have the second one here, but I believe it was a jade bean. And I also have my jalapeno peppers, but I did do sweet peppers as well. So I definitely enjoyed these 3. Are probably, well, the 2 of them listed are probably definitely my favorites. Well, I can't say that because tomatoes have been pretty cool too. But those are the peppers. I do want to venture out and do a different type of variety of peppers next year, just to help with some of like the picos and salsas and things that I like to do, and just to crank up the heat a little bit. But green beans were definitely like one of my absolute favorite vegetables to pick this year, so that will definitely be a staple that I carry into future seasons and future gardens. As you saw in a previous video, marigolds are doing pretty good. Well, the ones in the deck, not so much, but they did do great. And then the ones in the garden are really thriving. So marigolds will definitely be something that I keep. I did not do watermelon this year, but I'm glad that I can grow a seeded watermelon because they are so hard to find in stores now. So I do look forward to doing that next year. Next up are, these are one of my favorites. So potatoes is definitely such a fun vegetable to grow. We'll absolutely do these next year. The only thing I will definitely continue to do is them either in a planter or a grow bag. But these variety are, I think there's 4 variety here, are the 4 that my family and I love to eat. And I almost can't wait to plant these again. The kids love digging through the dirt to find them. It made it super easy being in grow bags and just being able to dump them out on a tarp, still be able to keep the soil. Kind of like a little scavenger hunt for the potatoes. So here were the potatoes that I got. I got these and also the potatoes, I believe, at Lowe's. These strawberries I did plant. I did two different types of strawberries. The second one isn't shown here. Of course, I'm missing some things. But I did have fun with these and learned a lot that I will definitely carry into next summer or next spring, whenever it was that I actually did this. Next spring, in preparation for summer. I enjoyed it. The kids loved it. The ones that we did were able to harvest were really good. Now, what I'm learning, I don't know if there's more than two, but what I've learned so far, the two that I've encountered are your summer bearing, and then the ones that go a little bit beyond summer, maybe into the fall. So keep that in mind when looking for or when purchasing your like strawberry plants or starters in stores, or I believe you can just start them from seeds, so you always have that. Next, I did do garlic, but I kind of did an experiment because I heard garlic does better during the cold months. So I actually have some cloves of garlic in dirt in my freezer that I'm going to transplant into the garden soon, I think. I have to research that. So more on that to come. Here I just ended certain things that I used when starting my seedlings inside. So some grow lamps, which I ended up getting like 2 sets of those. I used these starter kits, Jiffy starter kits, and those were awesome. Here's a picture of them and all of my little seedlings as they start. A few more progress pictures. You can see as they are continuing to grow up. And honestly, this was a very, very fun part. My kids and I really enjoyed adjusting the light and watching things grow over the days and weeks. That is my blueberry and raspberry bush. These, I believe, okay, I see collard greens, but there was also peppers on this one, and a strawberry plant is in that center upcycled gallon container. Then I did these were my plans for my garden. I had quite a bit of plans, and my poor husband was probably still frustrated with all my changes from going to large to small, changing the crops that I was going to do. But it was a really cool experience. A friend of mine me and her sharing our plans together. And we did all this like on Canva, that, and then obviously a sketch pad. But all of that brought us to this. This was my first attempt at a raised bed, but I didn't necessarily like this. So my husband ended up building me 2 beds. So this is the first one. This is the second one. And at this point, I'm just documenting the growth. So you'll see in this photo, I think this was my tomato bed with the marigolds. And then this second picture was where I had the overcrowded bed with the corn and not pickles, cucumbers and things. We also had some interesting visitors. I only saw this beetle ever once, and it was huge, but the kids thought it was pretty cool seeing that. And we went from that to this. This is kind of like a mid-progress video. I did a garden tour, but I never actually put that video, or I never posted that video, but I probably should. But this is kind of like when things started sprouting. This was all, I think I started harvesting a few things at this point too. And I also learned a really big lesson about supporting your vegetables and crops. So here I am trying to makeshift some kind of, I don't even know what, to help my squash and cucumber plants be a bit more supported. It worked for a period of time, I will say that, and then it just epically failed. I mean, it's still up. It's still doing something, but at the same time, nothing at all. So that will definitely be a project next year. So it kind of went to that growth, or that level of growth, to this, where things really sprouted up. They're way above my head, and now I'm trying to prune things back and get it to be a bit more organized. So this being my first garden has taught me a lot of lessons, and I'm excited. I've taken a lot of notes, and I'm excited to take those things into next spring season as we prepare. And as you can see, I stayed out there. I was trying to use up as much daylight as possible, and I definitely pushed the limit. On to the next chapter. We did get chicks. We debated back and forth if we were going to get full-grown chickens or just chicks. It was recommended for us to do chicks so that the kids could have a good experience, and they did. we did some research and chose two, I guess they're called breeds, I don't know, but we did Buff Orpingtons and Rhode Island Reds. I had four pullets, which means that they were sexed to be hens, and then I did two straight runs, which is kind of like you just never know what you're gonna get. We end up getting roosters. So here you see pictured them as I think this is like their first time being outside, and they got a nice size, and we were ready for them to be outside. Kids absolutely loved it. But it was a great experience. We're in week 19, and we don't have eggs just yet. Oh, and I did rehome the roosters, but we don't have any eggs just yet, but I'm excited to show you guys when we do get our first set of eggs. I don't think I have any pictures of the indoor brooder in our setup that we had indoors, but this is a chicken coop that we decided to go with. We got it from, again, our local Tractor Supply, and so far it's been great. But I would love to upgrade the pen and make it bigger and get it nice and weatherized more. So really, honestly, rebuilding a coop from bottom to top or top to bottom, however you want to say it. So that will also be another project, if not this year, next year. And last but certainly not least is Duncan. So we adopted Duncan from a local animal shelter. We were in the market for a dog and also not at the same time. But when my husband saw his picture, fell in love immediately. We took the entire family up there to meet him, and 2 days later, he was with us. So this is him coming home. He did great on the ride, never got anxious, and he's such a good dog. The kids love him, and it took some adjusting to get to. They give you the 3-3-3 rule, which is the first 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months. While he's learning us, we're learning him. And I can tell you, it was tough at points and periods, because when we got him, he was 6 months, and we don't fully know his backstory, but there's definitely, some things that he deals with when it comes to meeting new people or adjusting. But we gave him time, we gave him space, taught our kids, being patient with him while he got acclimated to his new surroundings. But now he's just, fully integrated into the family, loves the kids love him. Truly, he is another one of my children. I'm glad we did. Oh, his breed, is, what we suspect is that he's a Great Dane King Corso mix. But we can go get genetic testing done for him. I believe later this year they offer it for adoptees. But this is our Duncan, and that's the end of our story. Well, I shouldn't even say the end of our story. That's the story up until this point. So now you're all caught up. Anything new that happens, you'll be seeing it for the most part in real time, or as late or up to date as I can bring you, or as current. There you go, as current as I can be. But I thank you for watching this video, and stay tuned for more.